Storytime Girl is apparently unable to sit like a normal human being.
Are we just now finding this out, or are you only coming to the
There's
realization?
a lot of stuff that you're not really, that you really don't do like a normal human being.
I mean,
although, you know, I have said for years that normal is way overrated.
oh, I thought you were.
Normal is
I thought you were
relative.
focused. I thought the emphasis was on the human being part, not the normal part. No.
No.
Okay.
Hey
Here we are.
everybody!
Hey, welcome back to the couch.
Welcome back to the couch. Welcome to your satisfying crunch.
Welcome back to RWBY. It's only a W,
Sorry.
not a quintuple U.
Yeah. So the last episode of RWBY ended on a bit of a cliffhanger.
A bit of a cliffhanger.
So I watched one of those shows where they do like 30 reactors all on one screen and like do the thing. And it was really funny because like everybody is at the end of the thing, he goes, you know, tink, 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 tink. Hey. And everybody was like, what? That can't be the end. Like every single person did the exact same
That's
thing.
the perfect place to end it.
Yeah.
It really is.
So, you know, there's a tradition. I don't know if you've watched very many anime. I would guess that as a fan of RWBY, you would be a fan of anime. But that's a well-trodden path to cut
You know,
an episode.
you can just say trope.
What the heck are you doing with your hair? And
Entertainment.
can you stop?
Don't try this at home, guys. I do want to say, you know, just taking an aside from RWBY for a minute, this should be coming out sometime after the holiday season, although I'm sure there are some that, some celebrate all the way until the new year, some celebrate, you know, for several days after the 25th. So wherever you are in your celebrations, after your celebrations, I hope you are or have enjoyed them and are having a good time. And I'm happy that you can join us again on the couch to celebrate.
Gonna give me a cavity.
Because it's so sweet.
It's so sweet. All right, so here we are. We're in the middle of a fight. We've waited for 2 weeks for this. I don't really see any reason to wait any longer.
You know, that would be a good addition to your ironwood costume. Just more metal.
Cavity?
Yeah, because you have to fill it in. Metal fillings and ironwood is half metal.
The thing, you know what's going to be the biggest challenge is the eyes, because he's got blue eyes.
You can just walk around with your eyes closed.
Keep
the sense of illusion alive. Let's go!
Let's go! Without further ado.
God, I segued you in there perfectly.
Hey, it's Oscar. Hello, Oscar.
What are we having? I never agreed to these terms.
Is that?
Is that what?
Is that Ed?
I'll have to listen more
We
closely.
have to leave. Oscar. Oscar.
I've decided you're not real, so you might as well just give up.
No, I don't
No,
think so.
I
okay.
understand how you're feeling. I went through the same panic and confusion.
Is this the man with two souls?
It's not real.
I can assure you, you're perfectly sane.
Talking to a voice in my head.
I didn't say you were normal. I said you were sane. There's quite a significant difference between...
You think this is funny?
Yes.
It's not.
Actually, I do.
We are in complete agreement on that matter, I promise you. Believe me, I wish this weren't the case. As I've told you, our aura, our souls are combined.
The man with two souls.
I just said that.
I'm done listening to you.
The man with two souls too.
The man with 4 souls.
Have you ever been to Haven?
I told you I'm not going, and I told you I'm done listening.
Do you think you could describe the headmaster's office?
No, why would I know that? I've never seen.
Try. Right now.
It's probably... It's autumn colored. With a large mahogany desk. There's a small table and chairs in the corner for guests. With a tea set that I gave him. Why did I say that? Why do I know that? Why did I say that?
Because I helped build that school. And the tea set was a gift to the man running it now. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. If I recall, your aunt has several books on Mistral downstairs. I'm certain you could find a picture in one of them.
That's right. I must have seen it in a picture.
Oscar,
Stop talking to me!
I have a grave responsibility to uphold. We both do.
Never agreed to anything.
Didn't agree to these terms and conditions.
No, you didn't. And neither did I at first. But you do have an opportunity.
For what?
For
Greatness. Greatness in knowing that when the world needed help, you were the one to
When the
protect it.
world needed him most,
It won't come without hardship,
Disappear.
without sacrifice.
he
But I know you don't
vanished.
want to live the rest of your life working as a farmhand in Mistral.
So you just decided to read my thoughts?
What's wrong with being a farmhand?
Well, they're our thoughts now.
Get out of my head!
Oscar! Supper time! I better keep your hands.
He's wearing gloves.
Yeah.
So,
What?
no.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
We do know his voice actor.
Do you have any idea what your stunt cost us? And don't think I'm just talking about Leanne here. Our reputation. Our...
So does he dye his hair, or did
want to leave.
just having Weiss
I beg your pardon.
drive him to?
I said I want to leave. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want to stay in Atlas anymore.
Young lady, I don't give a damn about what you want. This
That's
isn't about
obvious.
you. This is about the Schnee family name and your apparent insistence on dragging it through the mud.
I have done nothing but fight to uphold the honor of my family name. A name that you married into. Ah!
This behavior of yours is incredibly disappointing. You couldn't possibly understand the lengths I've gone to in order to keep this family where it is. You think running off like your sister is going to make the Schnee name stronger? You're wrong. Siding with her only divides us.
Interesting.
I'm not
Yeah.
siding with anyone. I'm doing what I feel is right, and that does not include wasting my time up here with these clueless people in Atlas. The Schnee family legacy isn't yours to lead. It's mine. And I'll do it as a huntress.
No, you won't. You're not leaving Atlas. You're not to leave the manor grounds unless I specifically allow it. You are going to remain here, out of sight and out of trouble, until you and I come to an agreement on your future.
What?
Your presupposition that you can simply have whatever it is you want is a clear sign of our failure as parents.
So he can
But
tell
from now on,
her
I'll be
she has to
giving
marry
you the full
discount
attention
ninja.
you require, starting by keeping you where I can see you.
You can't just keep me from leaving.
I can, and the staff here will make sure of it.
So now I'm
Except for
just
the
your
cake
prisoner?
You are my daughter. You're a child. And children are grounded when they misbehave.
This is only going to make things worse, Father. People will ask questions. They'll want to know why the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company is suddenly nowhere to be found.
Which is why you are no longer the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company.
It's your brother.
Excuse me?
Clearly, the trauma you endured at the fall of Beacon was too much for you. Which is why you've generously revoked your claim to the company and its earnings, and passed them on to your brother Whitley. It's time to wake up and face reality.
That's why Whitley was sort of taunting her when we first saw him. It's because the family's divided.
Yeah. We talked about it a little bit.
Whitley?
Yes, sister?
Did you know about this?
About what?
Of course not.
You never liked Winter. You never liked me. But you've been nothing but supportive since the moment I came back.
If being kind to my big sister is some sort of crime, then I suppose I'm guilty.
You wanted this to happen.
It's foolish not to do as Father asks.
I can't believe you.
Don't worry, Weiss. The Schnee family name is in good hands.
We're gonna have some sort of fairy godparent.
I was actually thinking that John might show up.
No, he's very far away.
Yeah.
She is strong.
What is she doing?
She's seeking an area to summon.
Creating an area, okay.
Mm-hmm.
To summon or just to practice?
To summon.
To practice summoning.
We saw it in the intro. The exact scene where she takes her sword and goes, "Nee."
A true huntsman has entered the fray.
I don't know. This guy's weird.
Look, Pat, I'm not sure who you are. You need to leave my niece alone.
Why, friend, my name is Tyrian, and I'm afraid that is not possible. My assignment from Her Grace was to retrieve this young girl. So, that is what I must do. One does not upset the Queen.
Queen?
Sam.
Who?
I think we've had enough talk now, don't you?
You took the words right out.
I like that Tyrian cut him off. I also really like their facial expressions in the little exchange. It was very fluid, like we're talking about animation improvements. Yes. That's a very noticeable difference.
Oh man! And there was that first little intro. Oh!
It's also a gun. Are you guys gonna do nothing? There you go.
Don't come closer.
We've got guns.
Why didn't she do her? Oh. That's a really cool shot. I like the little.
Surprise!
This is was interesting. He can block the sword, no problem, but he can't block a fist.
I gotta say, the whole, yeah, let's just let him grab his sword thing. Ooh. Nope.
Oops.
RWBY, you've got legs.
Yeah, but does she know how to use them?
I've got to say, at some point during this fight, Qrow is gonna, they're gonna come out the victor here, but he's gonna get stung. So he's gonna, they're gonna drive Tyrian off without killing him.
No, but I won't stand by and watch someone get hurt.
But he's gonna get stung with like some sort of poison or whatever from his finger.
Yeah, but is it gonna be Qrow or is it gonna be one of the kids?
I was thinking Qrow.
RWBY, what did I say? Get back!
This is my fight too!
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be.
Yeah, take one for her.
Yeah. Or she's gonna distract him.
Told you.
Yeah.
John, you're useless.
I mean, they're not doing anything either, so.
Told you. Drove him off. He got stung with poison.
I'll be fine. You just grazed me.
With poison.
Who was that guy?
How did you get here? Why are people after RWBY?
What's going?
Uncle Qrow?
My phone.
What's
Someone's
going on?
calling me, but we're recording, so I wasn't answering it.
Why is your? Never mind.
What's your favorite fairy tale?
Can you just hang up?
What?
Do you want me to get this so it's not?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
please.
just going on forever.
Yes, because they're calling repeatedly, because I'm not picking up.
Hello. Oh, $1 million butt.
$1 million butt.
No, it's like you get $1 million, but every time blah 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 happens, you blah 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 blah. Would you do it?
Yeah, it's not a real game.
I'm aware of other stuff that they do on Rooster Teeth.
I saw an ad for it. So.
All right, so here we go. After our phone kerfluffle.
Kerfluffle.
His.
It was a kerfluffle. It was
It's
absolutely
usually my
a
phone
kerfluffle.
kerfluffle. Usually it is my phone. I had it turned on to vibrate.
I understand
but
that.
then it
was,
started to vibrate.
Yeah, and it vibrated for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes. How long is the video?
16 minutes.
16. 20 whole minutes.
Yeah. It made what we were doing actually last longer. It affected the nature of time.
Time is relative, as we know.
And
we got
the time that your phone buzzed, relative to the time our video was going, was far too much.
I have a question though.
I have an answer.
My phone has buzzed many times during recordings. Do you usually hear it in the playback?
I'll hear a buzz, but that's the thing is if it buzzes once, I don't care. if you get a text and it buzzes,
it
doesn't bother me.
I just don't know.
But it wouldn't stop.
Even if you can't hear it on there, it was distracting us and detracting from our experience of the show.
So, what I was going to say
Seriously?
is...
That was rude.
I think I had a valid point.
Yeah, except that you interrupted me to say it.
Like, your phone interrupted our video?
Yes, just like that. Remember how annoying that was? Didn't you hate that?
At least I
Now,
only did it
guess
once.
how I feel. You went on for about as long as my phone did just now.
Not nearly.
Relative.
Can we talk about the episode?
I was just gonna say that there's a stark possibility they have no idea what we're talking about with my phone buzzing.
Okay.
Episode. Like I said, the fight was predictable.
Yeah, but it was still fun.
It was fun to watch,
It was cool.
but the result was predictable.
The fight with the Nevermore was predictable also, but it was also fun to watch.
I did not expect them to make a giant slingshot and run Ruby up the wall and decapitate it.
Well, I didn't
surprised me.
I didn't expect Crazy Saki Guy to fall through the roof.
That's true.
So I think that this fight was well done. I think that you were right obviously you were right with the prediction. you saw what was going to happen. I don't think that they were trying. I don't think they were trying to surprise us with this fight. I don't think it was something that they were going to be surprised about. So
I mean, if you see it, Qrow stops Ruby from getting stung. Qrow stops Ruby from getting stung. Qrow is constantly getting distracted by Ruby's presence nearby and in the fight. Qrow gets stung because he was distracted by Ruby.
Right.
Classic trope.
Scorpion sting usually is just like if you get stung by a scorpion, it's a local kind of thing, and like your hand will swell up, or you'll get like in the area.
I'm gonna guess that's not the case.
It doesn't look to be the case, considering that he's collapsed already.
Right. So we're going to take points away from Rooster Teeth writers for not being true to the
the lack of scientific accuracy in RWBY. In their scorpion faunus is really ruining my immersion right now.
Right, they're
scorpion human hybrid.
Scorpion hybrid.
Affecting someone differently than most scorpions affect their victims is quite frankly.
It's just taking me out of the moment. I'm completely just
honestly unsubscribed.
Unsubscribed.
Dislike.
Alright, that aside, I rather enjoyed the fight. I thought the fight was good.
The fight was very enjoyable to watch.
I did think somebody was going to get stung, but I didn't think it was going to be Qrow. I thought it was going to be Ren. No, it's Thor. Thor got taken down with poison.
Thor does get killed
so
with poison.
I thought it was going to be Nora that got stung. But you know,
that's not nearly as dramatic. Like we were talking about this on our own time. We've been watching Legend of Korra as a family, just sitting down, and we were talking about written for ratings. Obviously, this is not written for ratings because it doesn't air on live TV. It's a web series.
I think it's still. I think there are still aspects of written for ratings in it.
Yes, so that's what I was going to say. This moment had written for ratings all over it. They decided, what's the most dramatic thing we can have happen? It's going to be Qrow gets stung, and it's Ruby's fault.
Ah, okay.
So from
a drama standpoint, that is certainly drama-rama.
Yeah. So from my when I was watching it, I was thinking, not that tropes are bad, but it very much fell in line with traditional action tropes.
See, when I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, that was a cool move.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just disappointed that he didn't go into scythe mode.
He did. He went once. He boom.
That's not true scythe mode.
Whatever.
I liked one of the aspects of that I really enjoyed was RWBY on the roof watching the fight from a distance. Again, we're starting to see some really clever camera work, quote unquote, with the animation. But there was more to this episode than a fight.
Yeah.
We saw we saw Oscar, and we got the man with the two souls. And I loved Ozpin's line in there. You're not crazy. I didn't say you were normal. But you're sane. You're sane. I love that line. And then we got to see the interactions with Jacques, Schnee, and Weiss. And you can look at some of these things and you can extrapolate that the idea of his son being the heir has always been his goal. And because a person like Jacques Schnee doesn't value women, and I think that is part of the fact that we talked about, mother is already started drinking in the garden. So this is somebody who's come from the outside, taken over the company, and
I will say this. It appears to me that Jacques is Weiss's stepfather and Whitley's full-blooded father. He married into the family.
Right.
Now this is not to say that Weiss couldn't be his kid, but it would not surprise me if there was...
Well, here's the thing is, they've shown nothing for that.
You would think that they would have mentioned it.
There would be, if not a mention, there would be some kind of, like the photograph, the family portrait. There's got to be some...
So then was she simply named the heiress because she was the oldest and Winter had been disavowed as the black sheep?
Yeah, Winter was
the heiress, but she had disavowed as the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, she left.
And
so Weiss became the heir, and then she's now she's cray-cray, disturbed by the events of Beacon. I think it was a great call on your part to recognize the reconfiguration of the room to that scene in the opening.
That's what it
credits.
looks like to me. I don't know how she managed to move a bed with her foot, but it looks to me like she's getting ready to, from the song in the intro where they. Because when we looked at season 1 and season 2, all of the scenes that they had in there were scenes that we actually saw throughout the season. So I'm assuming that this is gonna be one of those.
I think you nailed it. I was like, what the heck is she doing? It didn't make any sense to me. And as soon as you said that, boom, all of the pieces fell into place. It was there. We also saw that Jacques is the kind of person who will... just
hit his kids,
which is, disturbing on some levels. Not that I don't beat you two regularly,
Yeah, but we don't want to see other people do it.
Right. I don't want to see other people do it.
So I do want to talk about Oscar here. I was definitely getting major. I hate sand, it's itchy and scratchy and gets everywhere. Anakin vibes.
Oh.
Right?
What were you thinking of?
No. Okay.
I mean, that's his entire character, pretty much, until he becomes Darth Vader, is I hate sand.
Yeah.
That's his defining character trait. So much so that they put his daughter on a planet covered in sand, knowing that he would never go back there.
Right.
But the whole,
In his defense, sand is itchy and scratchy,
Yeah.
and it gets everywhere.
You're the chosen one. You can save the world. I know you don't want to be a farmhand forever.
Right.
You want to go out and explore the world.
Right.
Obviously, he doesn't have the Force. He has Ozpin living in his head, and he, doesn't want. Ozpin seems to imply that he wants to go out, but is being obstinate because he is not a fan of sharing his head with someone else.
All right. So my question is Ozpin, has this happened to Ozpin before?
I believe
It
so.
seems to imply that.
So I think that's implied.
Yeah, so I think I don't think he, given his longevity, it appears not that Ozpin as himself lives forever, but that Ozpin jumps from host to host.
Right.
Much like, spoiler alert, Hohenheim in Full Metal Alchemist. You haven't seen it, but there's a character whom every so often decides, you know what, let's get a new body. So this sort of jumping makes a lot of sense, I think, given his longevity, and I think it fits well with the idea of him being a construct. His body isn't really him.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. All right.
The curtain is the man.
The man, yes.
Flesh curtains.
When you think about it, the whole car is ajar, and the door is kind of like a lid.
No, that doesn't make any sense at all.
All right. So we covered Oscar. We covered
Weiss.
We covered
Qrow
and the fight. I think that's really all of the things that were in the episode. Was there anything else in the episode?
Volume 4, Episode 7. Is John still useless? Yes.
I am. I had really been hoping that Jean was that diamond in the rough who really deserved to be there, even though he cheated his way in. He was going to be the nice guy. That's
going to be the work hard, do your thing. Not as talented as everyone else, but you make up for it with your hard work.
Yeah,
he's plucky.
Yeah, so far I have not been impressed with Jean in. You know what? When Jean, yes, I was impressed one time with Jean. When Jean showed up in the dress and owned it, I was impressed with Jean.
I will say this is another idea we've sort of tossed back and forth. It might not be conscious characterization, more that they're having difficulty behind the scenes keeping track of all the people in the fight.
Oh yeah, I think that was, if there's something that you can take out of this fight and go, they really just didn't do that very well, it was tracking all of the people.
And I think this is directly related to the late Monty Oum, who, as we know, was sort of the heart and soul behind the project, and his fight scenes, his really sort of ballet-like choreography where all of the characters and enemies sort of moved like pieces in a puzzle. They were all in sync. They were all the time. I think with his passing, that has been one of the major points that suffered, is the group fights or the group scenes where they really just are having trouble figuring out what everyone's doing all the time. And so if everything that you see, there's pretty much only ever two people swinging swords at any one time.
Yeah, but even like if you look back, we've talked about the Nevermore fight. If you look back on that fight and you think about the fact that you had 8 kids and 2 monsters, and there was never a time in that, and I've gone back and watched that more than probably 3 or 4 times now. And there's never a point. It's a spectacular sequence.
Hammer, nail.
Right. There's never a time where any one of those 10 participants is in a place where you don't expect them to be. All of the time the movements are natural. And I think it's because, like you said, he visualizes every single person and every single part of that fight. And I think that while this fight was fun and entertainment, and I really enjoyed it, I do think that it suffered from that feeling that the people who were animating it went, oh wait, there are other people. What are they doing? Standing there.
And I think that that's just an unfortunate reality, because when you look at Monty Ohm, he was essentially making a one-man project, and it was really great. And without him, you know, much like the Avatar, you know, there are certain people who just bring a level of talent and creativity that's hard to match with their present. He would be hard to replace.
Yeah.
And so I think suffering that loss on their team has definitely impacted their ability. But I think it inversely, as the show has gotten more funding, a larger team, more staff writers, the animation has improved significantly, and the overall plot arc has
improved as well.
You know, just it's gone several steps up, I think, from the first season of Red vs. Blue to the 11th season of Red vs. Blue.
I watched a couple of Red vs. Blue, and they were really funny, but kind of like the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I got it. Really? Do you need 17 seasons of that? Apparently you do. So, I think we have, we've kind of done all of the stuff we can do. We will see you next year. Until that time, there's
always room on the couch.
Wait, who was I supposed to be this time?
Nobody.
Oh. I still messed that up. Hey, thanks so much for watching our videos. Your links are here, and here. This one is for subscribing to us. This one is for supporting the content creators. This one is for other playlists, other videos, a playlist of other videos in this video playlist, and here's trailers and stuff. Click on all of them and enjoy them all. That's not a question, that's a command. Do it now.